Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my declutter reassessment. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I'm going to go through this box. This box holds all the makeup that I decided to declutter last March. And I need to sort through this to make piles for friends and family and colleagues so I can start gifting things to people. And I know I always do this every single year. I always declutter, post the videos, and then I go through it one more time because once I have to edit the videos, I need to go through the declutter again, essentially, because I edit all my videos myself. And then there's always a couple of things that I'm like, oh, I don't want to get rid of this. And that happens to me quite a bit. I already gifted some things here and there, but most of it is still here. And yeah, I still have a box over there with things I just need to chuck. So that's, that's expired or too old to use, or that cannot be passed on. And I think there are going to be things in here that are going to be difficult to pass on to people as well. But I just need to go through it to find some things. And there are probably going to be a couple of things that I would like to keep. Some of it I'm still going to throw away because most of my colleagues, for instance, don't really do eyeshadow. But I'm going to sort through things to find things that, you know what, I may just want to keep it. And the first thing I need to tell you about is these two. These are the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow palettes. I did a full face of Fenty Beauty for you the other day, used these once again, and realized how much I like these. So I'm going to keep these. I think there are like 10 to 15 palettes that are like tickling my brain, and the palettes are on top because that's the last declutter I filmed that I would like to keep. I did put back in the Dragon Child eyeshadow palette from Menagerie because I was using that in March and I realized how much I would miss that so that already went back into my drawer when I filmed a video with it in March. So I know that one should have already been mentioned here as well. So let's see what else we have here. I think this Moira Endless Moonlight, this is going to be so perfect for someone who just wants to try eyeshadow. So this is going to go to my colleagues. The Kaleidos Astral Pinks, this is pretty, but I don't think this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of. Same with the Cyber Bronze. They're also quite old. And the Moira, for instance, I only swatched it, tested it out once. So that's easy to pass on to people. Neo Nude. This is a really pretty palette. I'm not sure anyone I know would know what to do with that. The Dollhouse, I'm not going to keep. See, I put my Sydney Grace palettes in here, and I've decided that I want to keep these. I think the Heaven on Earth is in here too, but these are just such good neutrals, and I love the quality of shadows that Sydney Grace does, so I do want to keep these. The Biba palette I'm going to try and sell, I think. That's going to be a Vinted pile. This is too old to be passing on to people. The Smoky Glam, now that I love Bella Beauty Bar, I'm like, should I keep this? Because I fell in love with Bella Beauty Bar when I tried the Poison Garden, and now I've tried, I'm trying out another palette by them, so now I'm like, should I just hang on to this? So this is a maybe. That's a maybe. The e.l.f. Earth and Ocean, this is such a good budget option, but I've used this a ton, so not something I can safely pass on. These may be fun to gift to someone. See, these are the things I'm really bummed about. Like these Lime Crime Chroma, the Immortalis palettes. This one I'm definitely going to declutter. But I think one of them I want to actually put into a makeup memory box because that was such a good cool tone palette and it needs to be archived. I just know it. Ah, here it is. This is the Venus Immortalis. This is going to go into my makeup memory box. I'm not going to use it anymore, but I do want to keep it around for that purpose. These little Zoeva quads I think are going to be lovely for someone at work, so that's going to go into the colleagues box. This I'm very torn about because I love these peachy tones. So this is a potential maybe. Might want to keep it. The Viseart palettes are super good for someone to try out, so that's going to go into the other box. This light thing, I already put a little box together here for a friend, so that can go in there. This Be Perfect Gravity palette might be nice for someone. Aether Beauty. These are so beautiful. Again, I know someone who might like this. I happened to find a random highlighter here. The Catrice Glow Lover. I was looking for this. I was putting together my Shop My Stash for April. And it's like, where did my Glow Lover highlighter go from Catrice? I put it in my declutter pile. So that's something I need to pull. Because, yeah. These very basic K-beauty stuff, things, like these my colleagues will love. This wasn't great because it had overspray, so I'm going to definitely get rid of this, but the Dustique one, and like these are things, again, that I was either gifted or I bought it for a review, tried it once, and then I never looked at it again. So that's fine. This Shall We makeup thing I tried for a review. It's lovely, but I think, again, something I might want to sell. Same with the Vive. This was an expensive palette. Might want to be able to sell that to someone. Huda Beauty Wild Jaguar. What do I think of this? Can I gift that to someone? I think I know someone who might like this. This Zoeva palette is going to be great for someone at work. And, oh, these can go. The ColourPop things have been like reorganized and reshuffled. Zoeva is too old. This I've reshuffled, so that can go. The Festival is too old, it can go. The Saharan reshuffled, too old, needs to go. The IC needs to go because it is too old. Sugar Pill can go. That is quite an old palette already when it came to me. Here's my other Sydney Grace palette that I knew I wanted to pull, so that I'm going to salvage. Land of Fire and Ice from Nomad. This is really beautiful. And I think someone might like that. Someone might like that I know. Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse. This is a beautiful palette. I'm going to give it to someone at work. What else do we have here? There's a whole pile here. Oh, we have the BH stuff. That's too old. Some of my Odin's Eye things in here that are old or that I didn't like are in here. The packaging is beautiful, though. So maybe these Christmas palettes someone else might like. Like, that's the thing. Like, Odin's Eye sucks me in with their color stories. Like, the color stories of these are so, so good. That's why I want to keep it. Even though I didn't even like the formula. Hip Gray. Someone at work is going to love that. The Persona Cosmetics. I know someone I want to gift that to. Some Clio. Shroud Arcana. This is such an iconic palette, but it's now official. The brand has gone defunct. So that needs to be thrown out because I have something very similar from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is, again, something I can pass on to someone. My little Elf Celestial Winter. Beautiful palette, but so similar to other things I already own. The Gal on the Moon. I have all my other Gloss Gods palettes, so I'm like, do I want to, like, get rid of this? If I'm going to get rid of it, I need to gift it to someone. I know that much. So, it's going to be gifted. And then, this is beautiful, but I didn't love the quality of that. Ooh. Oh yeah, Neutral Wanderlust. I'm going to give this to a colleague. They're going to love that thing. Like, they love these, like, small things. This is such a good one as well. This is a potential maybe pile. Because I'm like, I do have shades like this. But this was such a good palette. Or do I gift it to colleagues? I'm going to gift it to colleagues. Because I don't need to keep everything. The Nin Hydrant from Adept. This is beautiful. It does have a lot of purples in it. And I know someone who loves purples. Maybe I should gift this lavender thing to them. That's going to be much more up their street. So that's going to go into the lavender box. This, I don't know what to do with this because this formula doesn't keep very well. This is the old Adept formula and my makeup palette already expired. This still smells fine, so someone could still use this. Here we have the Carly Bible from ABH. I know people who might like that. My MacGyvered Too Faced palette. Ooh. There's a shade that's popping out. That's not helpful. The glue didn't stick very well. So I put this together myself, reorganized it, used a hairdryer to loosen up all the shades. It was great. It was a good time. but I don't reach for it, and all the scents have started to melt together, which I didn't love. My rearranged Menage a Moi needs to go. This gray tone one is fun, but that can go to someone else. These Sydney Grace things, I don't know what to do with these, because I like these a lot. Like, part of me wants to pull out my favorite shades and put them with my singles palette. So I think, like, just use them as singles, like, take out the shades I love the most, because, for instance, this shimmer down here is stunning. So I need to just salvage these. They're magnetic, so I'm going to keep the shades I love and then declutter the palettes. I was looking for this the other day. I was filming video. I was like, where did my Sigma New mod go? I decluttered it. So if I'm looking for it to use it in a video, it needs to stay. Some Kiko things, but those broke, so I cannot pass them on. Shadella was a terrible quality, but this I think I can pass on to someone. Same, oh, this enchantment palette I want to keep because that's my other favorite from MUA. And I was like, why didn't I clutter that? The other Kiko palette, another Kiko palette, but this is really pretty. So I think, again, I'm going to pass it on to a friend. I realized the other day that I cannot get myself to get rid of this. Again, a palette I was looking for in my collection, the Lime Crime Venus XL2. Such a good one, so I do want to keep that one around. And if I'm not keeping too many things, then this is also such a good neutral palette. Someone is going to love this. I know that if I like put this in my box for colleagues, a couple of people are going to go bananas that there's Dior in there, so they're going to love that. Another palette that I want to keep, I got myself the Beauty Below NPR from Monolith, so now I'm like, the lore needs to stay. What do we have here? More Kaleidos, but this is MacGyvered, so it needs to go, even though I love the packaging. The Nocturnal from Glaminatrix. I don't love the packaging of this, but beautiful shades. But that needs to go. Friday the 13th. Ah, this is the one I was looking for. This is the Oden's palette that I was looking for the other day. I didn't like the quality, but this color story is so good for me. It's like these really dusty, muted neutrals. So the Jewels and Gem, I'm going to keep. And the Friday the 13th from Glamlight. I think I do want to keep this. I like these shades a lot. Again, it's like muted neutrals. I wanted to keep that. Here we have some things that I think my colleagues are going to like. The Cool Nude edition, though, from Essence was really good. They discontinued it, though. So that's then my main reason for getting rid of it, because I can no longer refer to it, like reference it in videos, because you can no longer buy it. But this is a good one. I want to keep that for myself. So I think it's going to be a little bit more than 15. Essential Rose I'm going to pass on to someone else. The Roaring 20s palette, that's good, but that wasn't the best quality-wise. This Nomad palette is so cool. I love me a bit of Nomad, but that color story was far too intense for me. Pretty sure that some of my creative people at work will love that. Some palettes that didn't have like the best quality to them. A Viseart palette I'm going to pass on. Desert Rose can go to work. This is too old. This one, I love this shade so much in the bottom. But I never reach for this. It's a maybe. It's a maybe. And then we have Venus 3 from Lime Crime. Again, really, really beautiful. But I don't think I can do anything with that. Both of these I'm going to pass on to my neighbors. I did my neighbor's makeup for her wedding day, and we actually used the Tartelette Juicy, and we used some of the pink tones in this. So I think I want to gift this to her so she can have the palette as like a keepsake. And these are also going to be shades that she'll love. She looks great in these pinky tones. So that's something I'm going to pass on to her. And then a bunch of my Huda Beauty palettes, which, because I think people at work are going to love some Huda Beauty. They like name brands. They do very much like name brands. This one is cracking. Such a shame. Here's my gold palette, which I'm going to sell. This is another palette where I was like, I need to keep that because it's such a good rainbow palette for me. It's by September Rose, another brand that's no longer around, but I was like, I've decluttered pretty much all of my rainbow palettes. Beauty Bay, Book of Magic. So many really good shades, but I never liked the quality. Petals on Point. I think I know someone who might like this. Creepy Cute. Do I want to keep this? But I have my Menagerie Pastel Pop. So that's my reason for maybe put it in the box for colleagues. Oh, Serendipity. Yeah, I want to keep this. I decided, like, I was watching my own declutter. I was like, I need to keep that palette. I do not want to miss out on that palette in my life. And for some reason, I felt the same way about my MacGyvered Mandalorian the Child. Like, this is such a good green tone color story. And I decluttered a lot of ColourPop. Here is the yellow tones that I had from them. I think I know some people who might want to take these off of my hands as well. So since the shades that I took from these are in here, and the shades that were in here are in here, I'm going to make this one a little package and send it to someone I know, because I know they might like that. This one is broken, so I'm not going to open that up because it's going to be a mess. We're slowly getting through the palettes because that's always, like, the palettes are always the biggest thing. And then we have, like, lip products down here and face products, and I know my colleagues are going to love those. These are the final palettes. Ooh, these are the final palettes. Ooh, this Kaja thing, I think I can pass on to someone. And then, oh, Isadora. Those weren't great. And then, oh, some more Huda Beauty in here. And Pat McGrath, which again, I know someone who would love to keep these, so for me. So then we have a bunch of lip products, which, like, lip products can be passed on, but it is difficult. So that is always an issue. But I have some good things in here that people are going to love. Like these neutral shades, my colleagues are going to go insane for. Good concealer from Catrice that someone might like. Ooh, really nice bright pink. But I have bright pinks I like better. Ooh, shoot. That broke. It's like, that's a nice neutral shade. It broke. It's a good neutrally one. And those are good lipsticks. Those are the long-wearing ones from Essence that they did recently. This is nice from Victoria Beckham. I never wore that from R.E.M. Beauty. Lily by Red. Oh, these are some little eye things that I hardly use. Ooh, that's another good shade. Like these ones from Essence. They're really, really good, but I kept the red one, and the other ones I was like, too similar to everything else I already have. This from Kiko, someone's gonna love, and that I barely use because I bought it for a video. This red lipstick that I was gifted in PR, really pretty, but I have a bunch of orange toned red lipstick, so don't need to keep it around. This is super old. Let's see. I have some more expensive lipsticks in here as well, which I know my colleagues are gonna love, and these are lightly used. There's some Gucci in here, some Charlotte Tilbury. Like, these are good lipsticks, but again, too similar to things I already owned. More Gucci. Some Victoria Beckham. Maybe those Melt and Shine things someone might like as well. Those I think are gonna work great for them. The Cranberry Lip Oil from Essence. Someone is gonna love that. I'm decluttering those things because they are too similar. This is gonna go to my neighbors because they love that. This I still need to review though. So do I pull it so I can keep it around for the review? Oh, the eyeshadow primer from Sigma. Someone might like that. It creased really badly on me. I think I know someone who might want to try that. This foundation, I've been thinking of ever since I put it in the declutter, so that's something I need to pull. But when it comes to foundations, that is something my colleagues love. So I'm going to put all of the foundations in here, at least most of them, because they love foundation. What's this? Oh, that's a good blush for someone. This one too, by Lily by Red. The little Geller blush, and this Essence highlighter. Do I want to keep this? No, I don't want to keep this. This I'm going to pass on. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. I think I'm going to pass this on to my neighbors. This, somebody else will love. I have this really beautiful pale blush that somebody might like. There must be more complexion products in here. Ah, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna get rid of this. I do like that. I never use it though. So this can go to a colleague who might get more use out of it than I do. This eyeshadow from Charlotte Tilbury I want to keep. These are the bronzer drops from Essence. Somebody might like that because all of my colleagues love those kind of products. This little face palette a colleague is going to love. They love their fuss-free, easy to use makeup products. This is a tinted SPF kind of thing from Tower 28 that needs to be used up super quickly. My old broken lidded, but if someone uses this every day, they can use it again. Storm from Glossier. I think someone is going to like that. So this is going to go into the box. There we go. More foundation and skin tints. We have powders that they're going to love. They love things like powder and concealer, and those are the things that they really enjoy. And these were all foundations that were either too dark for me or too similar to things I already have, and I'm never going to use it. A cream bronzer, they're going to dig that. They're going to love some concealers, as I already mentioned. This bronzer I want to keep. I have found out that my favorite Kiko bronzer in the Flawless Fusion in shade 1 is discontinued, and this is the next best thing for me, so I need to keep that for reference because that is a shade you can still get. I'm going to give this blushed. It's just a shade I don't love. This is Razzleberry. I have a better shade for me right now. This is beautiful from Kiko and super easy to use. Some more Melt and Shines. Oh, these like Essence, e.l.f. liquid things are going to be wonderful for someone at work. Some more foundation products. Ooh, my Rare Beauty eyeshadow pencil. I think they might like some brushes as well. And then I have a Rare Beauty lip product. I have a Fenty thing in here somewhere as well. Kiko. Is this? Yeah, that's pretty. Some primers that they can use. Another Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. A nice bronzer. Blush. Something for your brows. Here's a highlighter from Kiko I do want to keep. I know. I said I was going to declutter it, but these like glowy products and foundations I'm going to pass on to my colleagues. I have my Becca in Pearl, which am I going to pass it on to a colleague? I think I'm going to pass it on to someone else. Here we have a powder from Kiko. That is no longer around, and I'm going to pass it on to someone. I have a MAC pigment in here that somebody will love. I have a bunch of like eyeshadow pencils and eyeliners and things like that. Some more Melt and Shine. This one always loses its lid. Like these like brown and like purple eyeliners, my colleagues are gonna love, I think. I've got a Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light wand in here. that somebody will love. A Sigma powder. L'Oreal concealer. Kosas concealer. We're getting to the concealers here. Liked it enough, but the L'Oreal was too... Maybe I want to keep the L'Oreal, because that was good. It's very similar to the YSL one. The other ones, I was not sure about. They were either too matte. That can be moved on to someone else. Got one of those liquid things from Essence. It's really good, but not something I need to keep around. Another one of these Essence stick things. A brow pencil, more brows. They like brow stuff and like things that they can use every single day. That's what they tend to wear the most. Another eyeliner. Like, so much of this is so lightly used. So, here we have another BB cream. Another cushion. Oh, that Magic Shine Eraser from Catrice. Some more cushions. And a foundation. Yeah, that can be passed on. What do we have here? That's old. Some more Charlotte Tilbury, another Melt and Shine, another concealer. Like, I'm just trying to pass on all of my like decluttered foundations and concealers at least. That's just going to be, oh, another bronzing drop thing that's too dark for me. I think somebody is going to love this Marvelicious lip balm. This is a beautiful liquid blush. More liquid blush. Oh, did I declutter those? Both of them. I'm going to keep one of my Star Shadows pots from Moira. I'm going to keep Eureka, I think. The other one is Muse. I think Eureka is the best one for me. And I do like this formula. It's very similar to the Scattered Lights eyeshadows from Hourglass, so it's good to keep it around as a dupe. I think I want to keep both. I think I want to keep both, yeah. And this is Honey Thief. This is great. Another cream product. That is a bit too old. Maybe these Caring Color things from Catrice. I only bought those to review it as well. So those are very lightly used. There's another one. Like, if it's not too old and I've only used it for like one review, I feel pretty safe passing it on to people. You know how I feel, you know what I mean? This I was gifted in PR and it's too dark for me. More lip liner, a nice concealer. I'm definitely gonna have to reorganize in a sec because it's getting really messy. I think, yeah, and I'm going to take out a lot of these brushes because I think somebody might like that. Because I don't think that my colleagues have a lot of brushes. So the brushes can definitely be passed on. Like a lot of these, again, free gifts with purchase, or really old, or too big for my features, or whatever it is. I think that's it. Oh, there's another brush here. More brushes. I think. Another brush. I think we did a pretty good job of going through this to find stuff to pass on to people. Maybe I know what I'm gonna do with these cream products from Sydney Grace. Like, they're really good, but I'm gonna give these to my neighbors because they might like those a lot more than I do because They are slightly deeper skin tone than I have. So those, ooh, but this is pretty. I want to keep that highlighter from Sydney Grace because that's really beautiful. And then I think these ColourPop Super Shocks. I think I'm going to keep Angelic, just this one, because that's the lightest one. And if I wear a Super Shock, it's these very light shades. But I'm going to be passing on these two to somebody else. Ooh, there's something falling. Like everything else has a doe foot, and that's something I'm not, that's just not something I'm super keen on passing on to people, because that, like sanitary wise, that's going to be a bit of a problem when it goes onto the lips. Okay, so recap. I have made 2 boxes that I'm going to take with me to work after my May break, because that's what I'm currently doing. I have made some piles for friends. I'm going to MacGyver these palettes and pull out the shades I like. I made a really cute little pile of things to sell for myself, because those are very new, and maybe some of the more indie brand related things that were more expensive I might want to try and sell as well. I'm probably going to be selling them on Vinted. And none of this was gifted in PRs, and I'm pretty sure people might be looking for it. For what I'm keeping this L'Oreal concealer. I'm keeping this Catrice highlighter, my Kiko bronzer and highlighter, my Dior foundation, my Sydney Grace highlighter, both Moira Cosmetics Star Show shadows, my Pop Shot in Smoky Quartz from Charlotte Tilbury, this ColourPop Super Shock, this blush from Colorgram because I haven't yet reviewed it, and then 4 palettes. I'm going to be keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 are definite keeps. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull this shade because that's the only shade I like in the palette. So I'm going to pull that shade out and keep that. And then I'm going to declutter, like, or should I put these in a makeup memory box? Because this is makeup memory box stuff. So that can be makeup memory box stuff. I feel good about that. And then I'm going to keep these 2 palettes. I can't get myself to get rid of this Kaleidos thing. Like, I don't have these shades anywhere else now, I feel. So this can stay, and I want to keep the Bella Beauté bar because I don't want to pull apart my Bella Beauté bar collection at the minute because I'm loving them currently. So I've got myself a little to-do list, which I'm going to do off camera. And then I have myself a couple of bits that I want to keep. And then I have 2 boxes of stuff to gift to colleagues, a nice little pile to gift to my neighbors, and then 2 piles of things that I'm going to be gifting to friends. So I think we did a really good job. Like, I've made a nice little selection of things, and then other things are just either too old, or they're not great quality, or I've messed with it, or they're broken, or they cannot be passed on to other people. So, yay, that's it. So I'm going to be putting everything back into the box. And then I'm going to be throwing some things away and gifting things to people. So thanks so much for watching this video today. I came to you makeupless because I didn't want to put on makeup for this because I need to get ready later today, but I didn't want to film. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video today. Thumbs it up if you liked it, subscribe, and this is what I do every year. I just never filmed this part of the declutter for you. But this way we can keep as relatable as we possibly can. But yeah, I think about like half of what was in this box is going to be passed on to people. So I feel really good about that. And I'm not keeping too many things, I feel. So thanks so much for joining me, and then I hope to see you again in a new video very, very soon. Bye-bye!